Hi guys, so if you watched my last instalment you'll recognise that blue bridge. That's the border of Hertfordshire, so that's where I'm off to today. I'm going to go and have a look at that. When you're watching this one back, realise that I've already just triked up all of what I did in the last video, apart from the hill. I haven't been up there today, but let's go and see what Hertfordshire has to offer, eh? So these guys are working on the footpath along the side of the canal, and they put in a temporary floating path. Not seen one of these before, let alone ridden on one. Oh, it's creaky. Of course, they're not so much fun to get on and off of. This bit's just through Broxbourne, near Dobbs Weir in Hertfordshire. I've been through this way on two wheels before and I knew it was bad, but this just gets worse and worse and worse. As always, it's easier on three wheels. So I've stopped for a coffee and a biscuit at Dobbs Weir. And the bad news is, when I was getting on and off of those temporary walkways, I lifted the trike wrong and I've twinged my back. And it's quite sore at the moment. which is not good, but we'll see how it goes. I've carried on cycling a bit further, and it hasn't eased off, but it's not great. But I'll let you know how it feels later. Hopefully it's not going to spoil the day. So we're off into Hertfordshire then. I'm going to be off this canal in a minute. My plan is to follow the National Cycle Network. We have a network of, we have a network of cycle routes across the UK. I think I might have mentioned them before on one or two of my rides, but today I've been following the National Cycle Route number 1 up the Lee Valley, and I'm going to get off of that in a moment onto the 61 that heads up across Hertfordshire. The one carries on and goes over into Essex, and we've done Essex before, so I'm going to take the 61 across Hertfordshire to a place called Welwyn, and some point near there, probably just past Welwyn I fancy, the speed I'm going at the moment, yeah, somewhere just past Welwyn, I'm going to be setting up my bivvy for the night and camping out. That's the plan anyhow. Gorgeous weather. We're still in February. And it's due to get up to 16 degrees today. 16 Celsius. It's the easy one to remember for Fahrenheit. 61 Fahrenheit. Just swap it round. Yeah, I'm going to sit here and enjoy my coffee and have a biscuit, and then I'll be back on my way. I hope I haven't done anything silly at my back. We'll see. Right, speak to you in a bit. Gonna enjoy my coffee. So that little bridge behind me is where the route number 1, National Cycle Route number 1, goes off towards Essex, just there. And my way leads up there on the 61. Feilds Weir Lock, I think that's pronounced Feilds. Feilds Weir Lock? Answers on a postcard. Certainly not Feilds, is it? Hey ho. Pretty little place though. Right, on to the 61. Still heading north. So as with all my county videos, the thumbnail for this one is the Hertfordshire county flag. The picture of the flag is a set of blue wavy lines which depict the rivers that flow through Hertfordshire. And set in the middle of that is a stag laying in a yellow field. In Old English, a stag was called a hart. So that's where the stag comes from. So the yellow field that the stag is laying in, or the hart, takes a bit more explaining. In about 300 BC, apparently St Alban became one of the first Christian martyrs, which was in the then Roman time a town called Welwyn. My pronunciation of that is probably awful. In modern day terms, Welwyn is now a town called St Albans, after the martyr. He was a Roman British soldier who stepped forward and had his own head cut off rather than allow a priest to have his head cut off instead, thus making him a martyr. But apparently St Albans' cross was yellow, so there we have the heart on a yellow field on a background of blue rivers, and that's the flag of Hertfordshire. I hope I got that all right. Alright. So coming up on my first town in Hertfordshire, a place called Ware. That's W-A-R-E, Ware. Still very much South Hertfordshire. And when we get there, we're going to do a big left-hand turn and start heading across. Almost straight after Ware we'll get to Hertford, the county town. This is rather pleasant. So I'm just entering the outskirts of Hertford now. Lovely big park. And 61 goes right through it. It's called the Countryside Walk. But yeah, lovely cycle path. Wonderful. Water everywhere. So we're in Hertford, quite little streets. I'll keep my eye on where I'm going now though, because I haven't a clue. I think I'm supposed to be the other side of the fence. Not to worry, there's a gap here. So, my route, the 61, was supposed to come through there and across this crossing and down this road. Somehow, I ended up on this Hertford bypass for a couple of 100 metres, which as you can see is very busy and very loud. But for a change, people in the cars were really good. We're off the river for the first time today. So there were some roadworks in the middle of Hertford, and I was following the cycle route, but one of the workmen on the roadwork said, "It's a one-way road, you can't go up that way." He was nice about it, but I have a fancy that cyclists can still go up that way. But so I took a left-hand turn and ended up I think I'm missing my turn here again now. So yeah, I took a left-hand turn and ended up losing the cycle lane, which put me on the Hertford bypass. But I guess it's a bypass. It's a very busy bit of road. Right, I need to find out where my route goes from here. Be right back. There we go, it's a bit quieter now as well. So we're still on the 61, heading to Welwyn. Or as the locals call it, Welwyn, but it's Welwyn Garden City. It's not actually Welwyn, because there's a different place called Welwyn just up the road from it. Right, onwards and upwards. So, I'm just starting out on the Ayot Greenway. It's another one of our disused railway lines, which is fantastic, because it means it's going to be flat. Lovely big viaduct. Still some railway lines up there. Alright. That's it, that's the line. So this was an attempt to join Luton and Dunstable in Bedfordshire with Hertford in Hertfordshire as a cross-country rail link. But apparently Great Northern Railways wouldn't allow them to cross the rails at Welwyn and Hatfield. So the lines never joined up, and because of that it didn't make enough money, because nobody wanted to go the short distance that it was open, I suppose, and they ended up closing it. Alright. but they closed this many moons ago. So as I say, now we're left with one of these wonderful cross-country cycle routes and footpaths. People walk on here as well. Now I'm not going all the way to Luton. I'm going as far as Welwyn, which is about another 3.5 miles up here. And then I'm going to join the National Cycle Route number 12, heading north through Hertfordshire again. The plan for today is just to keep riding. Yeah, we're just going to keep going, and when it gets dark we'll stop. I'll find a hedge or something to put the bivvy behind. We'll get a good night's kip and off we go again tomorrow. Flies everywhere. So, seems like everything's going to be thrown at me today. Sheared off. Don't know what to do about that one. That'll have to wait till I get back, but yeah, not pleased with that. See, in the end there, still got half the bolt in there and half the bolt in the trike, so yeah, probably have to drill that one out. Brr. Oh well, these things are sent to try us. So what is Hertfordshire well known for? Well, how about this guy?
I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet again at last.
Alright, it's enough of that. I can't put too much of that on there, otherwise George Lucas will, or Disney these days, isn't it? Yeah, Disney will jump all over and monetize my video. But yes, the first 3 Star Wars movies were all shot in what are called the Elstree Studios, but they're the MGM London Studios, I think that's what they were called. Stanley Kubrick, the famous director, he lived in Hertfordshire because he shot many of his films at Elstree. And James Bond film GoldenEye, 1995, that was also shot at Elstree. All in little old Hertfordshire. Who'd have thunk it? So this is a fairly good example of one of the old railway stations that would have been on this line. They've left them there. We just pull up the line and leave the platform, which is now a small car park. But that little wall is the station platform. People would have waited up on there for the train to come in. I don't know what station this is, I'll find out later, put it on the screen for you. And then we're back out into the countryside again. Oh, this is a beautiful route. Such a lovely day as well. There hasn't been a cloud all day. Absolutely gorgeous. think it's about 3:30, 3:45 now in the afternoon. The sun's due to go down at 6, I believe. Oh, which way do we go? Oh, straight on. Yeah, I think the sun's down at 6, 5:30, 6 o'clock. So we got a little while to bike yet. Although, if I find the right place, I might just stop early anyhow. Because I need to, I say need, it would be nice to be able to cook my, Well, I didn't make that one wide enough. Okay, that's that bit done. Now where do I go? Not on the damn road, I hope. Where's the footpath go? Where's the cycle path go? Nah, it didn't go on the road. The sign was pointing in the wrong way. Somebody's turned the sign, so I had to go back just 50 yards and we're back on the right way again. Now I believe I have to cross here. Oh, very busy road. No, we don't. We're going straight on. Oh, that's good. Didn't want to have to cross that. So now I'm in Welwyn Garden City. When I'm on a little bit of a quieter road, I'll tell you all about it. Far too busy just here. Really noisy. Pretty place though. I'm just about to get off of the Route 61 and onto the Route 12 that heads north. But I've got to find it first. Somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Oh, I think I've just seen it. It's such a pretty place. Oh, I need to get to those lights. Wait for me! So Welwyn Garden City was the second of the Garden City project, established in 1920 by a man called Sir Ebenezer something. I'll put it on the screen, I can't remember his surname. But he came up with the idea of creating new towns and calling them garden cities because basically he wanted them to be big enough to be self-sufficient and nice places to live and have a community, but not so big that they lose their personal touch for the people who live there. The first one that he created was Letchworth Garden City, also in Hertfordshire. Who knows, we might go there one day. So leaving Welwyn Garden City behind then, we're now on the Ayot, I think it's pronounced Ayot Greenway. It goes through this lovely woodland. And then we'll be out of Welwyn and I'll be looking for somewhere to put my head down for the night. Now, I would be thinking about that woodland, but it's too close to housing and we don't want to be disturbed by those city types all night, do we? You never know whether a wood that close to a city is going to be frequented by the youth at night. No, I'll get away from Welwyn a little bit and then we'll find somewhere nice. Back with you in a bit. So this is a pretty little hamlet called Ayot St Peter, just outside by there. A small group of houses on the village green. Proper English village. Lovely. The light's fading fast. Gonna have to find somewhere soon. Well, I think I found my spot for the night. A little wood, not far from the road. Quite enough to get some sleep, I think. And I'm busy cooking myself some pasta at the moment. Turn it down a bit before it boils over. Oh, sorry, steamed the lens up, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, nice little wood. It'll do me for tonight. So I did nearly 34 miles. I'll bring you back when I'm eating or when I put up the bivvy. See you in a bit. Never ceases to amaze me how much light there seems to be on the camera. It really is quite dark now. I was just going to record a little bit to say this is the last bit for today because it's so dark, but maybe not. I'll bring you back once I've got the bivvy set up and I'll probably be inside it. It's funny, isn't it? When it starts getting dark you all start to talk in a hushed voice. Oh, that's funny. Wonder if I'll see any wildlife. So, this is the only problem with wild camping at this time of the year, is it's just gone 6 o'clock in the evening, and as you can see there's not a lot of light left. I'm just going to have to sit here for a while and watch some YouTube videos. And whilst we're on the subject of YouTube, if you like my videos, guys, then please do click that subscribe button and click the bell notification thing next to it as well, so that you get notified each time I upload one. Then you won't miss anything. I hope you enjoyed today's ride anyhow. It's not quite over for today yet. I shall bring you back just before I go to sleep, I think, but just in case I drop off and forget, I shall say good night to you all now, and I'll see you in the morning. Well, I realise you guys can't see anything. I'm not going to put any lights on because I'm wild camping and there's houses not too far away, I think. So I'm keeping the lights down. But I'm all YouTubed out now. I think it's about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I'm going to get my head down and I'll see you all in the morning.